Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson is presented by Acti-Statin, Adena Springs, Bloodstock Research, Breeders' Cup, Claiborne Farm, Doc Lane's Veterinary Pharmacy, Keeneland, Lane's End, Malone's, New York Thoroughbred Breeding and Development Fund, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pala Mountains, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, Ramard, Sally Horse Fans, and Shadwell Farm.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thoroughbred Week, featuring graded stakes action from Saratoga and Del Mar, including a Grade 1 double at the Spa for Todd Fletcher and John Velasquez. We begin at Mountaineer Park with the West Virginia Governor Stakes. Taptown, the 6-5 favorite, Peter Berry picks up the call.
Midway along the back stretch, no change up front. What the Cat Drug in leads Taptown and 8 Too Fast to Catch. Morty's Miracle sitting fourth and Son of a General still with a lot of work to do as they run into the second turn now. It's What the Cat Drug in narrowly. Taptown moving up to apply pressure. They're out by 3 lengths over Morty's Miracle on the outside of 8 Too Fast to Catch, and still well back last is Son of a General. It's What the Cat Drug in, a narrow leader. On the outside is Taptown. They're 2.5-3 lengths in front of Morty's Miracle. They're at the top of the stretch now, and Taptown has taken over. What the Cat Drug in was in a bit tight, had to take up. Morty's Miracle is on the outside, but Taptown kicks away. Running down to the furlong pole, it's Taptown out by 3. What the Cat Drug in is trying to re-rally, followed by Morty's Miracle. Taptown in front at the 16th pole, out by 3.5 over What the Cat Drug in, followed by Morty's Miracle. It's Taptown in front, wins by 2.
Favored Taptown, the winner by 2 lengths over long shot What the Cat Drug in, who clipped heels while bearing out behind the winner, leaving the quarter pole. Hall of Fame inductee Calvin Burrell aboard in 144-4. Based at Churchill Downs with trainer Tim Glyshaw, Taptown gets his first stake victory of the season after runner-up efforts in both the Grade 2 Oaklawn Handicap and the Grade 3 Cornhusker Handicap. The 5-year-old gelding by Tappet was bred in Kentucky by his owner, Clovertown Farm. Taptown has earned $511,000. Taptown paid $440 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. To Woodbine for the Grade 3 Seagram Cup, James Street, the 9-5 favorite, Dan Loisel has the call.
They're into the backstretch, just over 5 furlongs to go in the Seagram Cup. On the inside, the steady growth winner, Ultimate Destiny, leads it by a long neck. Watched very closely by Awesome Overture in second. Alpha Better's getting a great trip down on the rail, needs a way out though. James Street has him pinned down on the rail. A gap of 2 lengths to Patriotic and Proud. They ran a half in 48-2. Outside of Patriotic and Proud, Perfect the Fleet, then Peyton, Any Given, Royal, still Ultimate Destiny in the run to the quarter pole. Now Jesse Campbell starts to scrub an Awesome Overture. James Street put the pressure, and on the far outside, Perfect the Fleet's trying to gain some ground, and they turn for home. Ultimate Destiny clinging to that lead. On the outside is Awesome Overture. Alpha Better drops to the rail. Perfect the Fleet's in there with a shot. James Street comes between horses. A frantic finish. Alpha Better, rail flying. Here comes Alpha Better to win the Seagram Cup for the 2nd year in a row.
Alpha Better repeats his winner of the Seagram Cup by 3/4 of a length over Ultimate Destiny, who was declared a non-starter after he nudged the starting gate open prematurely. Dustin Stein, the winning jockey, in 143-3. All 7 career wins for Alpha Better have come over the Woodbine Poly Track, including the Grade 2 Eclipse Stakes 2 starts back. The Danny Vella trainee was coming off a 3rd-place finish in the Grade 3 Dominion Day Stakes. The 5-year-old horse by Alphabet Soup was bred in Kentucky by Adena Springs and was a $27,000 Adena Springs 2-year-old. Alpha Better has earned $545,000 for Bulldog Racing. More racing coming up, but first here's the upcoming schedule in the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In Challenge Series. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 2 West Virginia Derby coming up in this segment. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. To Canterbury Park for the Mystic Lake Derby on turf. Dorset, the 6-5 favorite. Paul Allen has the call.
It's a very slow early pace in the $200,000 feature, and Red Zeus and Conchari make it, joined by Evans Calling to the outside and Finding Candy to the inside. After that, we have Impassable Canyon, and outside of that, Coastal Breeze is making a bit of a move into the far turn, and Coastal Breeze is joined by Officer Alex, and Officer Alex at 9-1's trying to take charge. After that, we have Dorset, and here comes Dorset with a rush. Dorset, he's circumnavigating into action into the $200,000 feature, and they pack up at the top of the stretch of the Mystic Lake Derby, and Dorset's the one to beat from here. He rallies to the outside of Coastal Breeze. He cuts the lead from a half to a neck to a nose, and there he goes. It is a Mystic Lake Derby back-to-back sweep for the owner, trainer, and jockey. Dorset is the champion.
The favorite Dorset draws off to defeat Coastal Breeze by 3 lengths. Lori Keith aboard the 2-time Keeneland Sales graduate in 1:35.3. Keith and trainer Michael Stidham team up for a repeat victory in the Mystic Lake Derby. The Arlington shipper was last seen finishing 5th in the Grade 3 American Derby. The colt by Artie Schiller was bred in Kentucky by Guida Racing Stable and Quirkstow Bloodstock. A $4,000 Keeneland November weanling turned $40,000 Keeneland September yearling. Dorset has earned nearly $195,000 for Terry Hamilton, the owner of last year's winner, Hammer's Terror. The best performance of the week, presented by Best PC Service. Contact Best PC Service for a free business consultation. To Louisiana Downs for the Super Derby Prelude. Sunbeam, the 1-2 favorite. Travis Stone has the call.
Sunbeam continues to roll onto the far turn and is now opened up to lead by 2 with 3 furlongs to go. Sunbeam sails round that far turn. Half and 48 and 1/5 seconds, 3 lengths ahead of Holiday Mischief, third and toward the inside. Farther back in the pack, Runaway Stevens starting to pick it up. It's going to get stuck going 5 wide, but really has to pick it up to catch Sunbeam. Sunbeam off the turn in front by 3. Holiday Mischief, the whip is out, but Holiday Mischief is coming. Sunbeam, now the whip is out there. Furlong to go. Sunbeam digs down. Holiday Mischief trying to get by. Sunbeam holding on, 16th out. Sunbeam, narrow lead. Holiday Mischief, one final furlong try. Sunbeam, Holiday Mischief, here's the wire. Holiday Mischief got it.
16-1 long shot. Holiday Mischief gets up to defeat odds-on favorite Sunbeam by a head. Cliff Berry aboard the Keeneland Sales graduate in 1:44.1. Second to departing in the Texas Heritage Stakes at Sam Houston Park in March, Holiday Mischief was coming off a runner-up finish at Allowance Company at Lone Star Park. The gelding by Into Mischief was bred in Kentucky by Sheltaway Farm, Alfonso Massetti, Dr. Robert Hunt, and Rodney Winkle. A $25,000 Keeneland September yearling, Holiday Mischief has earned nearly $118,000 for trainer Joe Alfolter and Carter Thoroughbreds. American Produce Records is now available online. Visit brisnet.com/APR for unlimited access to the pedigrees of more than 3 million thoroughbreds for just $275 a year. To Mountaineer Park for the Grade 2 West Virginia Derby, departing the 7-5 favorite. Once again, here's Peter Berry.
They run to the backstretch now with 5.5 furlongs to go, and it's Ruler of Love leading the Derby field. In second spot is Ledicole. Overanalyze is out 3 wide. 4 wide, then moving up. Comes Strata Cruiser. Out deeper on the track then is Departing. Between Here and Cool is just in behind them. A long way back to Shayla, and Misto Divertendo is tailed off with a half mile to travel. It's still Ruler of Love with Calvin Burrell the leader. In second spot now, Overanalyze is starting to move up from Strata Cruiser, and here comes Departing out 3 wide with 3/8 to go. It's Ruler of Love the leader. Departing on the outside is now moving into second. Overanalyze is struggling a little bit, and then comes Strata Cruiser as they run to the quarter pole. We're Departing going on with it now, and Departing has drawn almost a length in front. Ruler of Love racing second, followed by Overanalyze. They round the turn now, and it's Departing setting sights on the West Virginia Derby, moves out by 4 or 5 lengths. Ruler of Love is racing second, and they're clear of Overanalyze, and then comes between Here and Cool, but down to the 16th pole, and it's all Departing. Departing is well clear of Ruler of Love, and Departing wins the West Virginia Derby by 8 lengths.
Departing by Claiborne Farm stallion First Samurai, and racing in the colors of Claiborne Farm, draws off to defeat Longshot Ruler of Love officially by 8 3/4 lengths. Robbie Alvarado up in 151 2. Third in the Grade 2 Louisiana Derby and a convincing winner of the Grade 3 Illinois Derby, the All-Star Junior trainee rebounding from a 6th place finish in the Preakness Stakes. The gelding was bred in Kentucky by his owners, Claiborne Farm and Adele Delschneider. Departing has won 5 of 7 starts and has banked nearly $1,080,000. Robbie Alvarado with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. The Lanes and Stallion of the Week is 4-time Grade 1 winner Quality Road, who also shattered 3 track records and earned the highest buyer over a mile since 2005. This great racehorse from the influential breeding program of the late Edward P. Evans saw his first yearling sell at Saratoga this week for $300,000 and $275,000. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with Grade 1 stakes action from Del Mar and Saratoga coming up in this segment. We begin with 2-year-olds at Del Mar in the Grade 2 Best Pal Stakes. Albert's Hope, the 5-2 favorite. Trevor Denman has the call.
They run past the 3/8 pole and Alpine Luck still the leader. Guns loaded now right there in second. Down on the inside of that, Celtic Moon. On the far side, Albert's Hope. 4 of them in a line with a 1/4 mile to go. Sky Dreaming looking for somewhere to run, and even Ontology, any one of the half dozen can win it. They come to the top of the lane now, wide open. Albert's Hope on the outside, Guns loaded in there. Ontology trying to run on late. Celtic Moon with a late run along the inside too. Albert's Hope, Celtic Moon coming down to these two. Celtic Moon's coming again, gamely on the inside. Albert's Hope won't give an inch. 2 game individuals hit it together. Albert's Hope won the Best Pal.
Favored Albert's Hope outfinishes Longshot Celtic Moon by half a length. Alonzo Quinones, the winning jockey, in 116 3. A first out maiden winner at Hollywood Park, Albert's Hope is now 2 for 2. One of 2 winners on the card for trainer Mike Pipey, who celebrated his 47th birthday last Sunday. The gelding by Runaway and Hyde was bred in Kentucky by Ron Kirk, John Bates, Greg McDonald, Mike Reardon, and Stan Wisenett. A $20,000 Keeneland November weanling and a $40,000 Barrett's October yearling. Albert's Hope has earned $121,000 for Jam Racing Incorporated. Leading second crop sire Runaway and Hyde, sire of California's leading 2-year-old Albert's Hope, undefeated winner of the Grade 2 Best Pal Stakes, as well as leading 3-year-old sprinter Miko Margarita, standing at Darby Dan Farm. To Saratoga for the Grade 1 Alfred G. Vanderbilt Handicap. Delaney, the 8-5 favorite. Tom Durkin has the call.
Around the far turn, Delaney doing battle here with Gentleman's Bet. There's nothing between them with 3 furlongs to go. There goes Delaney. Delaney to grab the lead as they approach the top of the stretch. But Gentleman's Bet keeps on fighting back as the field turns for home. Down inside, Bahamian Squall. Justin Phillip in the clear on the outside. Farther back, Cash Electronica trying to catch up. 3/16 out. Delaney in a pitch battle with Gentleman's Bet. Head-to-head for the lead as Justin Phillip joins the fray. Those 3 into the final furlong, and Justin Phillip fights his way to the front. Bahamian Squall far outside Delaney and Gentleman's Bet, but it will be Justin Phillip to win the Vanderbilt by 2.
Justin Phillip by Claiborne Farm Stallion First Samurai, the winner by 2 lengths over Bahamian Squall. John Velasquez up in 108 2, a 106 brisk speed rating. A weekend Grade 1 stakes double at the Spa for Saratoga's all-time winning jockey and trainer Todd Pletcher. A close second in this race last year, Justin Phillips gets his first victory since taking the Grade 3 Count Fleet Sprint handicap in April. The 5-year-old horse was bred in Kentucky by Oakbrook Farm and is a half-brother to 3 graded stakes winners. A $400,000 Keeneland September yearling, Justin Phillip has banked $1,118,000 for Zayat Stables, LLC. Saratoga Stakes action is presented by Warrendale Sales. Be sure to stop by the Warrendale Consignment at the Keeneland September and November sales to find your next graded stakes winner or stakes producer. Back to Del Mar for fillies and mares in the Grade 1 Clement L. Hirsch Stakes. Last year's winner, Include Me Out, the even money favorite. Trevor Denman has the call.
And away they go. All came out well, then Via Villaggio was slow into stride. Sister Kate wants the lead, and Sister Kate sent along will take it. Great Hot on the outside. Quiet Oasis settles in third. Include Me Out's going to be caught a little wide into the turn. The pace is strong early. They come back now to Sisterhood, who's racing just behind More Chocolate. Sisterhood is 5 off the leaders. Bayrama's down at the rail, been followed then by Lady of 50, and last of all is Via Villagio. Got to be 14 from first to last as they go onto the backstretch. Sister Kate on the inside, up alongside Great Hot. They lead it by 2. Quiet Oasis pulling in the third spot. Include Me Out as a comfortable 4th. Now Bayrama getting closer at the rail. Bayrama's only 4 lengths off the leaders. More Chocolate races between them. Sisterhood is at the back of the leading group. Sisterhood 5 off the leader. Then it's 3 more to Lady of 50 and still the trailer Via Villagio. Into the turn they go, and it's still Sister Kate the leader. Great Hot puts the pressure on from second. Quiet Oasis third. Now Include Me Out is asked to go, and there goes Include Me Out, caught 3 wide. Sisterhood is caught 4 wide, Red Cap, and Bayrama crying out for room at the rail. Can Bayrama find a spot to run? Then More Chocolate. They turn for home, a wall of horses. Sisterhood on the outside. Include Me Out, hard ridden. Great Hot battling on. More Chocolate coming late on the outside is Lady of 50, and Bayrama seeing room down at the rail now as well. Wide open, Great Hot. Lady of 50 on the outside, Bayrama at the rail. Lady of 50 coming home to score. Lady of 50, and Cory Nakatani won the Clementel Hirsch.
10-1 outsider Lady of 50 by Lanes and Stallion Aftermarket gets up to defeat More Chocolate by a length and a half for a 1-2 finish by Keeneland Sales graduates. Bayrama runs third. Cory Nakatani aboard in 1:42.4. After finishing third behind Bayrama and More Chocolate in the Grade 1 Vanity Handicap, Lady of 50 turns the tables on her rivals to add a Grade 1 Stakes win on her resume. And she receives a fees-paid berth in the Breeders' Cup Ladies Classic. Lady of 50 was one of 3 starters in the race for Hall of Fame trainer Jerry Hollendorfer. The 4-year-old filly was bred in Farms 2 and was a $40,000 Keeneland September yearling. Lady of 50 has earned $593,000 for Hollendorfer and his longtime client George Todaro. The filly was consigned by Woodford Thoroughbreds to the 2010 Keeneland September yearling sale, where she was purchased by Hollendorfer for $40,000. One of 22 individual Grade 1 or Group 1 stakes winners this year from the Keeneland September sale, Lady of 50 is the Keeneland Sales Graduate of the Week.
Thoroughbred Week is presented by Ramard's Total line of equine products, featuring Total Immune Blast, the complete equine immune product with nucleotides. For further information, please log on to ramardi.com.
Time now for the featured race of the week, presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. To Saratoga for the Grade 1 Whitney Invitational Handicap. Last year's winner Fort Larned, the 6-5 favorite. Here's the call by Tom Durkin.
And they're off. Cross traffic sent after that lead. Mucho Macho Man has speed and holds that spot at the rail as they move into the first turn. So it's Mucho Macho Man holding firm down toward the rail. On the outside, Cross Traffic, who's now stepping out to lead. And Fort Lardon's not let it get away. Now up there right on the pace and running in third, then a break of 5. Back to Shaba, who's now fourth. Then Ronda Greek Alpha outside him, followed by Successful Dan at the back of the pack. Fast Falcon trails the field as they turn into the backstretch. Cross Traffic through a quarter, 24 seconds flat. Fort Larned just a length behind him now, running along in second. Mucho Macho Man now settles back in third. Then a break of 6 to Shaba, and another 2 to Alpha and Ronda Greek. Drafting in behind those 2, Successful Dan. And stretch running Fast Falcon is last behind a legitimate half mile here, 47 1/5 seconds. Approaching the far turn. Cross Traffic still maintains that lead. 3/4 of a length. Fort Larned, and now Brian Hernandez says go with last year's Whitney winner. Fort Larned now just a half length behind as they round the far turn, and Mucho Macho Man is making his move too, and here he comes boldly, third on the outside. It's a break of 8, back to Shaba, followed by Successful Dan on the outside, and down toward the rail, round the Greek, and the field turns for home. Fort Larned has given way. Fort Larned has given way. It's Cross Traffic. Cross Traffic in front by 2 with a furlong to go in the Whitney. Then on the outside is Mucho Macho Man. Ron the Greek down toward the rail. Successful Dan on the outside. Cross Traffic wandering to the outside. Now ducking back to the inside. Successful Dan, a final try. Here's the wire. And Cross Traffic will take his place among the top handicap horses in the country with this victory in the Whitney.
7-2 second choice. Cross Traffic holds off fast closing Successful Dan by 3/4 of a length to earn an automatic bid to the Breeders' Cup Classic. The 4th victory in the Whitney for John Velasquez. Time of the race 1:47.4. The 3rd Whitney winner for Todd Pletcher. Cross Traffic is just ahead and a nose away from being undefeated in 5 starts. He appeared headed for victory in the Grade 1 Metropolitan Handicap, only to be run down on the wire by Sahara Sky. The 4-year-old colt is the 102nd individual stakes winner for his sire Unbridled Song, who passed away last month. The winner was bred in Kentucky by Diamond A Racing Corporation and was a $300,000 yearling. Cross Traffic has earned $681,000 for Goldmark Farm LLC. We'll have the Grade 2 4-star Dave Handicap featuring Horse of the Year Wise Dan next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson has been presented by Acti-Statin, Adena Springs, Bloodstock Research, Breeders' Cup, Claiborne Farm, Dock Lanes Veterinary Pharmacy, Keeneland, Lanes End, Malone's, New York Thoroughbred Breeding and Development Fund, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pala Mountains, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, Ramard, Sally Horse Vans, and Shadwell Farm. Online at tbredweek.com.